My name is John Caters, and I am the founding dean of the College of Science, Engineering, and Technology at UW Green Bay. I'm very excited that you're all participating in this program today. And as you've already seen and heard, there are many great things happening at UW Green Bay and in the College of Science, Engineering, and Technology. Before I get started on some of those details, I do want to share a bit on my background, in part because I'm a product of the Green Bay Public School District. So I attended K through 12 my entire career in the Green Bay Public School District, and actually graduated from Green Bay Southwest High School. And although that seems like a long time ago, like you, I was faced with choices on where to go to college, what types of careers to be thinking about, and ultimately I decided to pursue a degree in engineering. And again, I had some challenges too in terms of this. I was a first-generation college student. I had a dad that was disabled in a work accident. So again, UWGB ended up being a really good choice for me at that particular time with everything that was going on. At that time, unfortunately, UW Green Bay only had a pre-engineering program, but I decided to start at UW Green Bay, take my first 2 years, take all the math, take all the physics, take all the chemistry, knowing that I was gonna have to transfer to a different institution. And ultimately, to make a long story short, transferring did not work out very well. I ended up at a university that I was not as comfortable at. I ended up probably in the wrong type of engineering. And after a year, I decided to come back to UW Green Bay, where I really enjoyed the learning environment, the small class sizes, interacting with the faculty, some of whom I still get the opportunity to work with today. I subsequently able to stay at UW Green Bay and got a bachelor's degree in environmental science and business, which was an interesting combination at that point in time. Stuck around and got a master's degree in environmental science, but always in the back of my mind, I wanted to get this engineering degree, and ultimately went down to Marquette University in Milwaukee and completed a PhD in civil and environmental engineering. And again, really great opportunity to come back and work at UW Green Bay starting in 1995. I joined the faculty in 1999 and became the dean in 2016. And looking back, when I was a high school student, I didn't even know what a dean was at that point in time. So now I kind of would describe it as the principal of the sciences, I guess is the easiest way to think about it. Fortunately for you guys, you don't have to worry about transferring if you're interested in an engineering degree, because with the formation of the Richard J. Resch School of Engineering at UW Green Bay in 2018, students now have the opportunity to complete a number of engineering technology and engineering degrees right here at UW Green Bay and don't need to transfer. I certainly wish that was the case when I started at UW Green Bay, but again, a lot of progress has been made, and that's a great opportunity for everybody in our community. So this includes 3 degrees in engineering technology that were started several years ago, and those degrees are in mechanical engineering technology, and we've got about 50% of our engineering technology students are in that program. Electrical engineering technology, and about 30% of our engineering technology students are in that program. And environmental engineering technology, and about 20% of our students are in that program. These degrees are very hands-on in nature, maybe a bit more so than a traditional engineering degree. And our graduates are finding employment at many local companies in a variety of different industries that are prominent in the region. So if you're looking at careers, there's the opportunity to stick around right here. And one of the great things about Northeast Wisconsin is about 25% of our jobs are still manufacturing related, which makes us kind of a rarity across the country. But this also creates a lot of opportunities for our graduates. So that's a really great thing. So again, a lot of jobs out there, internship experiences, capstone projects, all of those things to make your experience at UW Green Bay, very interesting, very meaningful, and give you a lot of experience as you go out and look for a job. In 2018, we actually started a new degree in mechanical engineering, which is a bit more theoretical and requires a bit more math. But that also has a large number of hands-on experiences in it as well, and some of those you'll get to see in a few minutes. This program's grown very rapidly. We've already got about 150 students in the program, which is about 50% more students than we actually expected when the program was approved. And many of those students are from local high schools or are transferring in from other institutions. So the growth has been really excellent in that program. We did have our first graduate in that program in December, and so that's a very excellent thing. And much like the engineering technology programs, these students are also finding great opportunities for employment. The mechanical engineering program is largely housed in the Brown County STEM Innovation Center, which was opened in the fall of 2019 and has multiple labs that are equipped with the latest technologies. This was a $15 million building that was funded by the state, the county, and also a large number of private donors. And you'll get to see some of the labs in the STEM Center and learn more about the programs from our faculty in a few minutes. We're also very excited to be adding a new engineering program in the fall, which is going to be electrical engineering. And similar to mechanical engineering, we expect the enrollments in that program to be very strong. with similar employment opportunities also available in the region. And to make room for that program, we're actually going to be embarking on a $5.7 million renovation project, which is going to be starting in May. And that's going to create some new labs for electrical engineering technology, electrical engineering, and physics. And that project is expected to be done in January of 22. And those labs will also have about $1 million worth of new equipment in them that the students will be able to work on, which is also an excellent opportunity. So as dean, I always say the three most important things for our college is to focus on people, programs, and partnerships. And in a few minutes, you're going to get to meet some of the great people that we have within our college. And I couldn't be more proud of what our students, what our faculty have been able to accomplish in a very short time. You're also going to get to hear a lot about our great engineering programs, which have grown rapidly and been expanded to meet the needs of the region. And finally, I do need to say that none of this is possible without the partnerships that we have with local businesses. And that's critically important in terms of them providing equipment, funding, opportunities, again, for these internships, capstone projects, things like that. And also very importantly for the students, these companies are providing a large amount of support for student scholarships. And so we've got some very big donors. Richard J. Resch obviously has his name on the School of Engineering. Green Bay Packaging has been a huge contributor. Wisconsin Public Service, Bellmark, and many others. So without these companies, again, a lot of this stuff just doesn't happen. So with that, I'd like to once again thank you for participating in the program and look forward to answering any questions that you might have at the end of the program. And at this point, without further ado, I'd like to turn the program over to our faculty and students. And I'm going to start with two faculty members in mechanical engineering and mechanical engineering technology, which is Rasidul Islam and Jian Zhang. And so I'll turn it over to you guys.
Hi, this is Rasidul. I'm a mechanical engineer. I have done my PhD in robotics and control. I'm going to tell you about the mechanical engineering program. So basically, the mechanical engineering program is involving with design, analysis, testing, and manufacturing of power producing machines and power consuming machines. And it is the second largest field in all engineering departments. And there are so much flexibility. If you have a bachelor in mechanical engineering, you can switch to, or you can make your career in like robotics, HVAC, refrigeration, agricultural, mechanization, and also in power engineering. And you can also switch to like biomedical engineering and aerospace engineering. So the basic core mechanical engineering involves the material, manufacturing, design, dynamics, statics. And when we talk about the career choices, you have the flexibility, or you can choose work as a design engineer in an industry, like you are going to design a medical device, you are going to design a process. So in that way, you'd be also able to be a product engineer. You have choice to be system engineers, like you have a big system. For example, you are going to make a process for paper or packaging industry. So in that way, you also can be a manufacturing engineer. And as Dean Cater said just that 25% of manufacturing jobs are in northeastern Wisconsin, which is closely related to the Green Bay. You have the opportunity to build your career in manufacturing engineering. And then you can also be able to work as an application engineer. And the beauty of the mechanical engineering is you would be able to, and you will get to design, you will get to see how the machine works, how the machine elements works, and how they can perform, and you can turn those machines for the human, development of the human.
Next, we want to turn it over to Dr. Patricia Terry and Dr. Stefan Gunn, who are representing the environmental engineering technology discipline. And Patricia also serves as the chair of the School of Engineering. So
I'm going to talk a little bit about some professions that are related to environmental engineering. One of them is, for example, working in drinking water treatment, drinking water management. Basically, as an environmental engineer, you can work in drinking water treatment plants. You can also work in wastewater treatment plants. You can work as the engineer in air pollution control systems, design those systems and come up with try to work with regulator to make sure that our air is not polluted by industries, release of smoke in the air by industries. You can work in solid waste management and resource recovery. For example, you can design systems that can help capture the energy in waste, municipal waste system, and try to use that energy to produce energy for like household or for commercial building, industries, etc., etc. You can work with in ecosystem restoration, for example, restoration of waterways system. You can work in renewable energy generation. For example, I was talking about how to capture energy from solid waste, municipal solid waste. You can work in that. You can work on nuclear waste system, how to manage those waste systems. So moving ahead, what does an environmental engineer do on a daily basis? What do we do on a daily basis? So like I said, our goal is to identify problems in the environment, try to design systems to solve this problem and improve people's life, improve wildlife lives. So what do we do on a daily basis? We assess, so we look at the environment, what are the problems, what are causing this problem, try to research solutions, different solutions. Has this problem occurred somewhere else, and how was it solved? What were the solutions? Try to come up with all those solutions, access those solutions, and come up with specific plan that can be implemented to solve the problem, and try to design the system, construct the system, test the system. We also work with the regulators, for example, with EPA, try to help EPA figure out different ways to implement laws. Those are some of the daily functions that an environmental engineer do.
Here, very briefly, actually, I would like to talk about the opportunities of electrical and electrical engineering technology students. Here, I would also like to tell that actually what are the opportunities also we have within UW Green Bay, and what are the potential employers for electrical engineering program. So for the entire presentations, actually, I'm Dr. Maruf Hussain, and I'm the Associate Professor of Electrical Engineering. My colleague, Dr. Upol Mahfouz, he is also the Associate Professor of Electrical Engineering. So actually, what is electrical engineering? So what are the equipments that deal with electricity or technology? That's the branch of electrical engineering. And I always say my students that actually dealing with electricity, this is sort of some of the basic needs of our life. We cannot think a moment actually without electricity, the way we are leading our life. So say if you consider your cell phone in your pocket, so in the cell phone you are having microchips. So from that microchips to, if we consider the large electrical power stations, so everywhere actually we see the opportunities for electrical engineers. So when any students actually come to my office and they want to know actually what are the opportunities for electrical engineers, then always I recommend them actually please go to the US Bureau of Labor Statistics, just type electrical and electronic engineers, and you will see actually what is the median pay and what is the growth in the next 10 years. So we can see for electrical engineering professionals, the median salary is about 100K, and in the next 10 years, still we can see a steady growth, about 3%. So for the electrical engineers, if we consider the popular career options, so they can work in the power utility companies. All through US, there are over 500 utility companies. So the electrical engineers can work there. They work in the telecommunications like AT&T, Horizon, or in the field of signal processing. In the biomedical engineering, also lots of electrical graduates actually pursue their career also in aerospace or manufacturing testing. And currently, we are talking about plug-in vehicle or electric vehicles. So lots of opportunities also coming for the electrical engineers to work in the auto industry. And definitely there is room for research and development.
Thanks to all the faculty. We heard the faculty talk about several of our students. And at this point in time, we do want to turn it over to a student panel. And we've got 4 of our students, Jordan, Alyssa, Elizabeth, and Denny. And they will have the opportunity to tell you a little bit about their experiences at UW Green Bay. And Vicki and Evelyn will be here to facilitate any questions that you might have for our students. So with that, we'll turn it over to our student panel.
Thank you, Dean Caters. So, wow, I knew engineering was a part of every facet of our lives, but it was really amazing to hear the faculty and how passionate they are about their fields, as well as the growth and opportunities. With that said, I am going to ask each of our UW Green Bay students to introduce themselves with their name, major, what year they're in, and also their hometown and what they like about their major. So can we please start with Jordan?
Hi, so my name is Jordan Cione. I am a mechanical engineering major. This is my 4th year at UWGB. My hometown is Green Bay, Wisconsin, so I live not too far from here. And then my favorite thing about being an engineering major really is the creativity that you get to have with all of your work. Like, there's so much freedom and fun, and if you like a little bit of math in with it, it's just really great.
I love that, Jordan. Creativity, awesome. Can we kick it over to Alyssa?
Hi, I'm Alyssa. I'm a mechanical engineering major. This is my 2nd year at college. I really like the major because I get to see how things work and like actually learn how things interact with each other that maybe you don't see with your eyes, and it's really nice to like actually be able to like test these certain things in our labs and stuff. Sorry, I'm from Slinger, Wisconsin.
Cool, thank you. All right, how about Elizabeth?
Hi, my name is Elizabeth. I am a junior, and I'm from Oostburg, Wisconsin. The one thing that I really like about engineering is being able to work collaboratively with all of your classmates, and I'm very much like a group worker, so I like doing things as groups.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Last but not least, Denny, if you could please introduce yourself.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Yes.
Hi, my name is Denny. I'm a mechanical engineering major. I'm currently a junior in the program. And my favorite part about engineering has been, I guess, all the pathways that it opens up and the flexibility it gives. You can just go a lot of different directions with it, and also the creativity as well. And I'm from Luxembourg, Wisconsin. So.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you all for introducing yourselves. All right, so we have directed our high school students to type in the chat that's titled Everyone what questions they might have. But I'm just going to go ahead and kick it off with asking you each, what made you choose UW Green Bay? And we can go in the order you introduced yourself. So Jordan, what made you choose UW Green Bay?
So the reason I chose Green Bay was it was just right in my backyard, and I really didn't know what I wanted to do, and I didn't want to spend a ton of money exploring different degree options at a school that was going to be, miles from home, and I would have to pay to live on campus. And then I just stayed because I loved it here. Like the professors are awesome. Campus is beautiful. It's really convenient. Like, I don't know, it's just a great school.
Thank you, Jordan. Alyssa?
I chose UW Green Bay because I'm kind of from like a small town, but I like to like get out and do stuff. And that's like, the campus is like in the middle of like kind of like the wilderness. So like I like it in that sense that you don't have to worry about like a ton of traffic and stuff, but we're still like closer to like Lambeau Field, and there's like tons of stuff to do. But it's kind of like set apart, so you're not like right in the busyness. And it's like Jordan said, it's a really beautiful campus, and it was cheaper than my other options.
Thank you so much for sharing all of that. Yeah, in admissions, we like to say you get the best of both worlds at UWGB. How about you, Elizabeth? What made you choose UW Green Bay?
I chose to go to UW Green Bay because I really enjoyed campus when I came here. I felt like I was at home, and it was really nice that it was only an hour away from where I live, so that if I ever wanted to go home, I could. And it was also financially a better school option, so that's why I chose to come.
Wonderful. Yeah, finances are a big part of the whole college experience. Lastly, Denny, we'd like to hear from you too.
Yeah, my number one reason for choosing UW Green Bay was affordability, definitely. But also, you're right in the vicinity of a lot of employers that can hire you, and it gives you the option to work part-time, but also during the school year. So that was a big thing, like working internships while also going to school.
Yeah, that's an excellent point as well. We do have a question. What has been your favorite engineering class and why? If does anybody want to just dive right in, or can I have you each answer the question in the order? All right, you're each getting to answer the question. Jordan, your favorite engineering class and why?
All right. So my favorite engineering class was parametric modeling. Maybe not my favorite class overall, but definitely like engineering major. That was the best engineering course I've taken so far. You're literally like creating things in SolidWorks, and then at the end you do a whole big assembly project. So you make like some product with a whole bunch of moving parts, and it's totally up to you what you build for that. And it's just a lot of fun to like build something.
Cool. It sounds pretty cool. Alyssa?
I really did like parametric modeling, so that's probably my second. But my first was definitely physics. I took physics in high school, so when I came, I had like a background, and it just kind of like clicked, and I understood most everything. I'm not saying that it was easy. It was definitely challenging, but it was kind of like fun to be able to solve the problems.
Nice. Elizabeth?
My favorite class was probably chemistry, and I took it freshman year just because I just really enjoyed it when I took it. And even though it's not 100% like engineering based, it was still a lot of fun to take.
Yeah. Yeah, I love my chemistry class in college. Denny?
One of my favorite classes so far has been, well, I'm in mechanics and materials right now. It's kind of interesting because it combines physics, statics, and it kind of gives you an idea of how forces and how structure reacts to forces. So.
All right, wonderful. We do have a few more questions. So the next one is college more hands-on? So rather than studying and writing, is it more hands-on in college? If somebody has an answer that they want to just start out with, you can raise your hand. And since we do have some more questions, I think just if two students want to answer.
I would say that, oh, sorry, Jordan. If you want to go, you can. But I guess I would say that so far, I mean, we have our labs, but I would say a lot of the classwork that you're doing is more theoretical.
So I was going to say there are certainly hands-on components, but a lot of it is really making sure you learn and understand the principles that are behind whatever you're doing. So it's going to sound like it's really not hands-on, but when you're like in there doing the math problems and figuring out how these equations work and what principles are governing the decisions you're making, it's almost like you're getting hands-on experience because you're really getting that understanding of what's going on.
So it's a lot of applying knowledge, I would think. Wonderful, thank you. Unless Alyssa and Elizabeth want to hop in, I can go to the next question that we have in the chat, which is, what courses should I look into if I want to work at Pcmc? I'm not 100% sure what Pcmc stands for.
That's where I currently work, paper converting machine company.
All yours, Denny.
Yeah. So I wouldn't say that there's any specific classes that you should look into, since I guess the coursework's kind of structured based on what year you're in. But I would definitely try to knock out some engineering courses right off the bat if you can, because you have more flexibility in your freshman and sophomore year, I would say. I guess I think the biggest thing would be to get experience. Just get, like, for me, I started restoring World War II Jeeps, and that was kind of just some experience that I had, some hands-on mechanical experience that I think was attractive when I interviewed. So I guess that's big, is try to get some experience outside of your classwork as well.
Thank you so much, Denny. Does anybody else want to add to some of the questions that we've had and topics we've covered? No? All right. What about extracurricular activities that you've been involved in during your high school, during your years at UW Green Bay? Jordan?
So I've been in a lot of extracurricular activities these past couple of years, but I want to quickly respond to Cater's question. Scholarships. Yes, I think most of us here have actually gotten at least 1 or 2 scholarships. I know the faculty are really helpful in, like, encouraging you to apply, and then also there's the Resch School of Engineering scholarship, which is $700 just for maintaining satisfactory academic progress. So there certainly are scholarship opportunities. And then
all the local employers as well. I've set up quite a few scholarships.
And then I guess moving on to your other question, extracurriculars. So there's the engineering club, which I'm the president of this year. We do a lot. It's not the same as it normally would be because it's virtual, but we are still finding ways to keep people engaged, and it's a lot of fun. So we had a SolidWorks competition this past semester / over winter break, and everyone that wanted to compete, built a really cool assembly. I'd love to show you guys some pictures, but I don't want to figure out how to do screen sharing right now. But it was really cool just to see all the different things people made, and then the winner's going to get a free 3D printer. So we're doing a lot of fun stuff for the engineering students, and it's exciting.
Who else wants to share some of their extracurricular activities?
I can talk about some of mine. So when I started here, we didn't have any, we had the engineering club, which I was a part of, but some of the girls that are in the engineering field wanted to make our own kind of club. So I started Women in Engineering here on campus, which is actually a lot easier. So if you guys don't find a club you want really bad, you can start one really easily. We do a lot of things, we talk to women in the STEM field already and try to get experience and make relationships that way. We started it kind of right before COVID hit last year, so we haven't really been able to get our feet wet completely, but we were doing what we can in the time being. I'm also part of a sorority. It's called Kappa Beta Gamma, and they're amazing girls. So we have a bunch of sororities and frats on campus, and honestly, it was really nice to make friends that way.
Thank you so much for sharing those experiences. Anybody else want to hop in and say what extracurriculars they've been involved in during their time at UWGB?
Yeah, I can share a few. So currently
awesome. Thanks.
On the Rocket Club, and Jordan's also on that. And so we're building a rocket to compete in the WSGC rocket competition that will happen later in the spring. And so that's super exciting because you basically just get presented a problem and then you have to figure out how to solve this problem, with implementing it into your rocket. And so that has been a lot of fun and a lot of great hands-on experience specifically for engineering. And then I also do intramurals on campus. I'm a part of crew and also a part of NRHH.
So much fun. All the awesome things. And lastly, Denny, before we kind of start wrapping it up here.
Sure. Well, Elizabeth and I were co-presidents of the engineering club prior to Jordan becoming the president. So we're still, I'm trying to still stay involved with that as well. We're working on building some gas-powered RC helicopters. I don't have any pictures pulled up, but yeah, we do fun projects like that as well. So.
Wow, I feel like we have the all-star team here. I just really want to thank our UW Green Bay students for taking the time out of their busy lives and being a part of this event. Just wishing you all the very best this spring semester as well. With that, I'd like to turn the program back over to our Director of Admissions, Rachel Bakke.
Thanks so much, Evelyn. And yeah, I just want to echo what Evelyn said. Many thank yous to the students that participated in the panel, as well as our faculty member for sharing your insight and all your expertise.